Hello viewers, you're welcome to another edition of this program, Mobilizing for Development. We'll be talking about a particular program, but before I do so, I have my guest in the studio with me, and they'll be introducing themselves. And to my right is...
I'm Umar Farooq Haruna from Ringim Local Government in Jigawa State, and the chairman Ringim Committee of Friends.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
And to my extreme left...
Hi, my name is Engineer Abdullahi, village Tatrawa from Tofa Local Government, Kano State.
You're welcome, sir. And to my left...
My name is Abdul Usman Marki, Education Secretary, Tofa Local Government, Kano State.
And your uncle, Mir Usman. And straight to the topic for today. Alright, Madam Farooq.
Yeah.
My question to you will be, what is second chance education?
From perspective, the second chance education is a program that targeted girls out of school from the ages of 13 to 18 years of school age. These girls might be those who withdraw voluntarily, or otherwise some factors that lead them to withdraw from the school, or some of them are not even enrolled into the school. So the program is targeting those girls.
All right, thank you. Malam Abdul Usman Maki, please, can you add more to what he said?
As the name Second Chance is called, it is an education designed to provide girls with the lost opportunity to further their education. It is a program designed by M4D and with the help of Ministry for Education and School Management Board. So it is designed to help those who have lost their education, and it is the second time that they should be enrolled into school.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Malam Umar Farooq,
Yeah.
how did second chance education come about?
And actually, it started from about 2 to 3 factors. One of the factors is that the M4D came up with a program called Life Skill Forum. When these girls were now at, let me say, the club is formed, there's an issue of taking attendance. The girls noticed that among them, there were those who cannot write their names. So the girls felt concerned. And as part of discussion they had, they take a decision that they have to forward this to the CEDOs and to the CVOs, how they can help those girls to be able to write their name. The second factor is that when you observe during the day, especially during school hours, you see a number of girls hawking around, some of them doing things in the market. You begin to ask yourself, why those girls are out of the school? Why within this time that these girls are not in this class? So these are the second factor. The third factor is that within the community there are some social biases that are actually used to come up, and the girls that usually affected to these social biases are those girls out of the school. So we have to think how we can be able to overcome this kind of problems.
All right. Engineer Ali Abdullahi, please, I would like you to say something about this. How did second chance education
Well,
come
in my own view, because I can recall some years back, around 3 years, there's one Mr. Robert Watt that visited my palace where I am in Tatarawa, and he asked us what do we want from M4D and what M4D is offering to us. So I have told him that M4D now, they have their interventions in our girls and women, but what we are now soliciting for is we want that program to continue and enlighten the girls that are out of school.
Okay.
So then the second chance comes. So from my definition of second chance, I think it's giving somebody a chance that he has lost once. So if he's been given the second chance, he will be able to explore that chance to his advantage. So for the girls, they now discover that education is very paramount for them and their families, and this is what we saw in practical. Now in my own village and the whole world, we are proud of this program, because even those that have that program of second chance, now they speak English, which our primary and Hufus cannot even try to do it. In fact, some can even speak more than the primary teacher. So it's a very good,
after getting the second chance.
So we are very, very proud of it.
Alright, Malam Abdul Usman Marike, what are the benefits of second chance education? What are the benefits?
As my colleague said, that the girls are able to speak,
okay,
they are well behaved, they are well trained, and they can perform economically, they have the skills, and they can make management adjustment to their life, because they have learned to read and write. But before they cannot read and write, but now they are able to read. They can even read Arabic letters and then religious books. In fact, the parents are very much happy about the second chance, and through the second chance education, their juniors are able to perform better at home when they come back from school.
Thank you very much.
Because they use jolly phonics to teaching them.
All right then. Malam Umar Farouk, please throw more light on that.
Actually, there were a lot of benefits, as per my colleague said. I don't want to go back to what they said, but I want to add up from what they said. Actually, change in behavior. The benefit of learning is to have change in behavior.
Okay.
These girls, as per the training they receive, I mean the education they receive in the second chance class, you can see it in practical. That the girls that cannot count 100 naira when she was given to give a change, now the girl can perform that very easily. The cheating they used to be getting from where they are selling things now is being reduced.
What a strong advantage.
That is part of them. Now the benefit has gone directly to the children. That's one. Number two, the benefit also go to the community, because when you have a lot of girls that are not educated, actually even in the matrimonial houses where they get married, there will be a lot of confusions. But now the girls knows that our hygienic or our PHE lessons we had, that we're supposed to keep our classes clean. That helped me to keep our house clean, even to the aspect of cooking and what have you. Even the things they used to sell itself, also that habit of the cleanliness is being transferred to them. That is number three. You will see that it reduces the number of girls out of school.
So they are being taught all of this in the second chance?
Actually, they were taught all this. The second chance is targeting English, mathematics, civic education, health education, that is the physical and health education. Of course, there are girls that are not going out to play football, but the aspect of the cleanliness, that is what has been in the paramount subject we actually focus on.
Thank you very much. Engineer Liu, I would ask you, how are potential beneficiaries identified and brought forward?
Well, this is a very good question. On a practical note, that what I have seen and experienced in my own area is that all those that have this second chance were able to be models among their peers. Now that their peers are even always accusing us that they should also be given this chance. So, but you know, the issue, the target was 200, and we have more than 2,000. So actually there are a lot of benefits, and you know, the M4D, apart from second chance, they teach them this entrepreneurship. So they have a lot of skills. So, and the interesting part of it is this second chance did not deny them from getting married. Most of them, they have their husbands, they go to this second chance. Now that they can even teach their husbands, and you will imagine how beautiful that family will be, and educated mother, being the mother of that children, how she will brought them up. And it also reduce the dropouts we have been having, because it gives those that are in the school interest in going to school, because they will see that see those that drop out now, they are even having yes, and they can speak English, this and that.
So they admire them.
They admire them. So it's actually to great beneficial. And what I want to even add is there are some associations of traders, these young traders that we have brought to our site, and they come to purchase from this same ladies, these girls, that what they have been doing in their entrepreneur. So you can see that it has boosted the economy of the area, and people are very, very willing to for their children to benefit from it.
This is a great program to emulate.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Malam Umar Farouk, how many have had the opportunity for second chance education so far since the advent of this solution? How many?
And actually, let me take it from perspective of Jigawa State.
Okay.
In the first month of March, we registered 325 girls.
Okay.
That is the first month. On the second month, we registered 525 girls. Before December, we have 719 girls. Currently, we have over 1,500 girls. In this number, actually, over at least 1,000, over 1,000, like I said, were enrolled in the class. And we try to see how those girls can be, we can take them back to the primary school, because the class is congested. We need to take them back to the class. Some are drop out. We think how we can take them back to the junior secondary school. This is how we reduce the number, so that it can be swell up, how we cannot be able to cope up with
them. So you follow a process so that you can guide them.
Yes. Right. So you see the number of girls that are benefiting this program.
So far so good. From the time you started, the numbers increased. It's not as if it has reduced. That's to say they've embraced.
Of course, that really shows that the community, the girls themselves, are very willing. They are cooperating because they see the benefit of getting education. Like what the engineer is saying. Yes.
All right, Malam Abdul Usman Marke, please, I want you to tell me, can second choice education be related to normal academic curriculum in any way?
Yes. As the case is, second chance education is for girls between the age of 13 to 17.
17.
Yes.
Okay.
So the normal academic is for primary and secondary school. So this second chance could be related to the secondary school and primary school. So we can incorporate it into starting from primary to secondary school. That's what we normally do. We use the curriculum for primary school for the starting point, and then when we see those that are very excellent and they can easily grasp what they are teaching them, so we select them and start coaching them in junior secondary school.
Okay, so it doesn't mean that You know, when someone hears second chance, like someone hearing it out there for the first time, person might think second chance education has to do with adult education. You know, that's the way some people would see second chance education. So now it has to be guided from primary school, even if the person has a second chance. So there's a process which is guided through which they get to primary school, secondary school, and you guide them through. So, Engineer Aliu, I would ask you something. Given the benefit of SSCE, what is the state doing to scale it up to other local governments?
Well, honestly, if I will advise the state government, this is its primary responsibility to see that, as it has been said always, echoed always, that from the United Nations Charter, girls' child education is a must, is compulsory, but we are not seeing it on the ground. So if the state will take up this, like I say, a pilot program from this M4D, because they cannot cater for the whole state. They choose some wards in some local governments, and actually some wards, like in my own local government, some wards that were not being chosen were even envying us, saying that we went and looked for our own way to get these people. They don't have this and that. So if the state government will fund this program, I think it will be for the better of the state government, because even the SSCE failure rate will reduce, because what even made the SSCE failure rate is because of lack of giving much attention on these pupils. So if they have been given attention like this program of second chance, I know and I believe there will be a high rate of passing this SSC examination. I can even give you an example where I stayed in Bauchi. We have one program of remedial, because I can relate this second chance with remedial. First, when I had second chance, I thought it's a remedial program, that somebody that has failed his SSCE should be given a remedial program. So if this the state government will do it that in a way that pupils that have dropped out, because most 90% of those drop out are based on abject poverty. So if the state government, local government will come and come to the aid of the parents, so I believe the SSCE will be, in fact, even the government will not even have where to.
That's to say the local government still have a lot to do in this
case. Government still have a lot to do on this, given the
second chance,
the people's second chance of education.
Thank you very much. Madam Umar Farouk, what has been the challenges of SCA, second chance education, and how are they resolved? What has been the challenges so far?
Actually, from the beginning, you know, in every aspect we are doing, there might be a challenge.
Yes.
One of the first challenge we put as priority is the parent perception.
Okay.
You know, we are sure it is the perception of the parent that mostly lead to these girls not go to school. So before you break that perception, it takes a lot of time. How do we solve that, or how do we resolve that? We from the civil side, especially in Jigawa State, we take upon ourselves to conduct a mobilization. We have to mobilize the community. Let the community see the benefit. Let the community see the danger. That's number one. Okay. Number two, we try to do what we call sensitization. And this sensitization is like a compound meeting. In a compound meeting, it's not a town hall, but a compound meeting, whereby the compound meeting, we mean the meeting between the parent we expected to allow their girls to go to the school.
To go back to school again.
To go back to school again. We have to conduct that meeting with them, to sensitize them, to see what age are we now. We are in what you call the usually globalization. If you allow the girl to continue like that, you don't know what will happen in the next year.
Because a lot of things are changing right now. A lot of things are changing.
That's the first problem. The second problem is the financial issues.
Okay.
Actually, it is from the scratch, it is the CBOs, that means the community-based organizations, that take responsibility of some of the teaching materials, like the chalk, like what have you, you know. So this is a burden, and to that effect, we have to go out make what we call a networking visit, an advocacy visit, so that we will try to see how we can finance those kind of things.
Okay.
And another challenge is that the tutors actually were not on paid basis. They are doing it voluntarily. Sometimes the tutor may get tired.
So even when the tutors started, they did it voluntarily by themselves?
Yeah, it's a voluntary. They started voluntarily before the local government education started to think of coming up. It is when the CBOs, the community-based organization, paid an advocacy visit to the LEA and explained to the education secretary, go to the LGA, explain to the local government councils, this is what we are doing, and your effort in this, your contribution, your input will make things work very well. So this is how we come about. The local education allow their classes to be used, especially where there is primary school in that community, and there are some communities where you don't have the primary school. So we have to, in that our compound meeting, we have to talk to the parent to allow us to have some, they volunteer their own zauri, or what do you call it, a site like that, so that the class can hold.
Okay.
So you see how we try to break those kind of factors, or how we resolve the factors.
All right, Engineer Aliu. For local government that wants to replicate SCE, Second Chance Education, what do they have to learn from the M4D experience?
Well, they have a lot to learn.
Okay.
First is self-determination. They have to be self-determined, and they should know that this is what their subjects, that is their populace, are in their need. And this is something that costs less. It's not costlier to have this second chance.
No, like it's so very expensive.
It's not so expensive, yes.
Right.
So it's very cheap. They have the structures. They have the classrooms. We use this classroom of the LEAs. So we don't we didn't do this program somewhere else. It's inside the primary schools.
So it's not like you have to go get a building.
No. They don't need a building. They don't need. All they want, they have all these audiovisual materials. That's what they will even cost themselves, and even that one is not much. And there are volunteers everywhere, because NCE graduates can take up this second chance. NCE, and I know each and every of these 44 local governments they have abundance in NCE. It's just to sensitize them that this is community development. It's just that you are paying back what the community has done for you. All of us who have gone to this public school, we have not paid anything. So if you are coming back to pay back to your community, I think it's not a burden. So the local governments can easily come into this second chance, and it will augur well for their communities.
Apparently, it's not even too expensive to set it up. You could use primary schools that are just there too.
Yes.
All right, Malam Abdul Usman, I want you to add more to what he has said.
This second chance education, as I said, in our local government, we even provide teachers registered chalk for the group that wants to perform this second chance education. Most especially in the area of Tetarawa, we provide classes. We ask our teachers to reduce their lessons, those that volunteer to reduce their lesson hours of period, so that they will come in the evening and teach the girls. More especially during weekend.
All right then. Before I even move forward, I want to ask you something. Does this has to do with girls alone, or even with boys themselves?
But we are now operating. We are operating on girls.
Okay.
We have not started with the boys.
With the boys. So
most of our boys are in schools.
Okay.
But it's only reflecting in northern Nigeria generally. Girls are the most affected.
All right then. Madam Umar Farouk, please, more advice to that local government that wants to replicate this same structure.
It's like they said, is less cost effect. Number one, you have the structures. All you need to do is to explore the structures.
Okay.
In the structures, I mean, you have the classes. you have the staffs, because you have the local education authority. All you have to do is to reduce the number of period for the volunteer teachers.
All right then.
That's number one. Number two, you have to bring in your team the community, which involves the community-based organization. Let the community be sensitized on the benefit of that. Number three, if the local government can go about doing this way, like we mentioned,
Yes.
it is also better for the local government to collaborate with the sister agencies, ministry,
Okay.
department and agencies under education, like in Jigawa State.
Okay.
While we are doing it, the executive secretary of Agency for Mass Education went around, the 10 wards were operating, went around to see the classes by himself. He was amazed. For that effect, he contributed 2,000 exercise book
That's
and about 22 cartons of chalk, because they're part of the problem we spoke about. And
Malo, sorry, Malo Umar Farouk, I'll
Yeah.
have to cut you short on that. But what policy background, policy backing is needed to scale up the solution to state and national level? What policy?
Yes, actually, to get this policy, you know, in Nigeria, we have this gender policy. But the gender policy is here in paper. It needs to be in practical. That's number one. Number two, our people that we elected into the House of Assembly and
yes.
National Assembly, they have to enact a law that will make the policy work. If the policy makers...
That's to speed up this process,
yes,
right?
to speed up the process.
All right, thank you, Malo Umar Farouk.
Yeah.
I would hate to go. I would like us to continue because this has to do with girls and I love this program so much. But I would have to go because time is of the essence. But for more information, contact this number by sending your SMS to it to 080-3260-8404. I'll take it again. The number to send your SMS is 080-3226-0804. And the website is www.mobilizingfordevelopment.com. And to my viewers in the studio, I would say thank you for coming.
Thank you very much for having us.
All right, I remain your uncle, Mary Usman. Have a great day.